Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. In the first of tonight's nightcaps, I do some work on a speedometer sensor for a TVR car. The lad's got a seized in, broken off sensor. It's actually a brass sensor and a bit of aluminium, and I'll attempt to get that out. It wasn't very pleasant. I'll let you watch and see exactly how I got that out. In part 2, it's going to be a longer than normal part 2. I think it runs into sort of 35 or 40 minutes. It's a Fuden steam valve, like the valve that controls the water injector. The valve's leaking, so I take it to bits, refurbish the seat, spend a bit of time lapping things in, and eventually I do a pressure test on it. I hope you find that interesting. This is an electronic transducer of a TVR. It's actually a speedometer pickup head. It's brass and aluminium. It's screwed in, but it's seized in. I'm going to try and get it out without damaging that aluminium. I'm going to try and break the centre out first, and then go about getting the brass part out after that. Exploratory tap with a punch. The centre should knock out. It's basically just a copper coil in there. See, the centre has come out. Right, so I left with that bit there, which is screwed in. I've had a go at getting it out and snapped it off. I think possibly an easy out in there, then try a little bit of heat on it just to expand the aluminium a bit, and hopefully it'll screw out. Draggy bit up so I can get the easy out in nice and straight. Yeah, that's got a good hold. A little bit of warmth might help it. Trouble is, the easy out's expanding the bronze or the brass bush. That's a new attempt at that bastard to move. No attempt at all. Right. It's not that hot yet, but I think it'll be a die grinder job. Cut it out. I don't want to damage the threads. That's the no. Right, the easy option didn't work. Before I actually start drilling, I'm going to give it one more go, but this time take it out in that direction. me. Hey, that's not going to come out of there. I think the easy out's actually expanding it and making it worse. That's got a good hole, it's absolutely solid. So I have to drill it out and then carefully try and unpick the thread. Which is not really what I wanted to do, but that's what I'm going to have to do. Kind of eyeball it and that looks pretty good. Nice and slow. Nah, it's not going to work. I'm going to need it parallel underneath to keep it flat. It's just pushing that down into the vise. That's no good at all. I could possibly mill that end flat first. I reckon that's better. It's actually sitting nice and flat there now. And that should be a lot better. Now a little exploratory cut at that. Right, that cutter's not going to do it. Two flute cutter here, which looks fairly sharp. I'll give that a try. I don't want to damage the threads. Just want to leave a nice thin shell in there if I can, and I can pick it out. There's no aluminium coming out, so it looks good. All we're getting is brass shavings. Right, that's through. Right, so it's taking it out. Basically left a little thin shell there. That's the part we're going to try and attack now. Hopefully it'll just collapse and pick out of there. Possibly run a die grinder down and put a little slit in there. Possibly. Right, it's sort of playing along a little bit. I'm going to have to cut it all the way through and put a mark down the threads. I don't know what thread it is, that's the trouble. If it would just split all the way down like a nice brass bush instead of being a bastard of a brass bush. Looks like it's in with some sort of sealing compound as well, which doesn't really help me as much. This is just corroded in there. Yeah, I'm going to have to do damage to get this out. see the base of the threads there. I'll put a die grinder in and just put one cut in right through the bush. You wouldn't want me doing your dentistry work, would you? Right, we're kind of all the way through now. Right, hopefully it'll now split down that line. I hope anyway. Just a thin shell that's left behind there. Something really sharp into it. Right, I'm getting somewhere now, I think. Deciding to kind of give in a little bit. The corrosion on them threads, you had no chance of that screwing out. None at all. Right, it's kind of starting to see my side of things now. See how it's starting to fold away, come out of the threads. I might have to put another cut in there. Or maybe I'll get this edge folded away. I've just got a little shell left now, so it's virtually giving in, this scabby bastard. Sort of time and patience is the secret. Easy to destroy things. That's it. Giving in with minimal damage. So I should be able to measure that thread, and hopefully I'll have a tap that will go in there to clean that up. We haven't done a great deal of damage to it. If it's UNF, it's got a fighting chance. If it's UNF, I could possibly have a tap. I haven't got a tap that size, but quite honestly, I think that the new sensor will probably screw in there with a little bit of time and patience. We've done very little damage to the threads, so I would call that sort of a win situation. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Send it back home. And I've done what I've been asked to do. I've got the sensor out without causing any sort of irreparable damage to it. You see the mark down there where I put my die grinder through. But apart from that, it should be alright.